It's another exciting edition of your favorite program, Let's Talk Naija. Welcome. This is SEETV, your number one online television station. My name is Amola Bakeraj, and I'm not doing the show alone. Of course, I've got with me my partner in crime.
Ayobiyojo Ibrahim Adedoyin. But you call me Easy Baba. I won't fight you. That's my name.
Yeah, number one. Right, let's have that part. Okay, so welcome, be a part of the show, and let's know your thoughts across whatever topic it is that we're talking about. We are also live on TikTok at CTV Live 1, handles on Instagram, CTV Live 1 as well, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are at CTV Live. So, let's where are we starting from?
Let's start with our. How about your educational sector? The ASU.
Yeah, the who.
Because ASU are SUA.
We are sued, absolutely. Okay, so starting with the ASU, all right, the update. That's not really an update at this point because, well, rumor has it we've been hearing news over the end of last week that it's likely schools will be resuming, universities will be reopening by the 17th of October, and the federal government are expected to pay the 8-month arrears of salaries for the lecturers and all. So we're still waiting to see how that pans out, right?
Yeah, are we going to say that the government are how would I put it, dancing to the tune of ASU, the ASU, because they made it known to us that they would like to open what's it called, another faction of
which they already registered.
So if they had actually done that, and them trying to pay off the debt they hold the lecturers, the striking lecturers, to let this our people go back to school, because 8 months.
That's a long time.
8 months.
That's a long time.
So if, but as matters has been arising since yesterday, it's not looking that it is an official announcement yet. So that's why we are actually looking at, okay, let's see if by October 17th, the proposed date that they said they are going to call off the strike, if it is truly going to be called off, because they have called this same strike off at least 8 times, and we are still on it. So that just shows how much they take our education in this country. Because I don't understand what to say, I don't understand what to do, I don't understand how to think about this. Because okay, you're the main faction of the regulatory body of the school, of all tertiary institutions in this country. I've been on strike for a couple of months, leading 6 months, 7 months, 8 months right now. You guys were watching them. You had several also called talks
that never amounted to,
yeah,
you know,
that was not fruitful. So instead of you to find a way to balance these things, you decided to open another faction. That's not what we are talking about right now, but it is still part of it, right? You decided to open another faction, register it, and just a couple of days after doing that, you are now saying you are going to pay the 8 months, allegedly, because it has not been confirmed anywhere yet.
Yeah, not from ASU themselves, or not from the federal government. We haven't had an actual out-and-out announcement, but we've had a lot of news outlets been talking about it across different social media platforms, as well as on their website, that the proposed date for resumption is going to be October 17th. I mean, from a parent, from a student point of view, I mean, absolutely, we're all for it, but it would be nice that we actually tackle our problems from the roots, you know, and just stop cutting off the branches that keeps on sprouting more branches, and we continue the same circle over and again. And I mean, talks are still ongoing as to the payment platform. I mean, the point is they don't want IPPIS, and there's suits and all of that basically. And we're waiting to see. It will be very exciting if students are back in school. I mean, 8 months is a very long time.
Because I'm imagining myself if I was in school, right? Because I'm out of school. Thank God. I have to say thank God, because I know it's in my IC for ASU. Oh God, I'm not really going to blame it on ASU, because they won't be striking. They won't be striking if they have been paid well. They won't be striking if they don't have cause and reasons to strike. Some will say, the strike is taking too long. They should consider their families, their plans, their this. Consider the same lecturers that are on strike as well. They too have families to feed. They too have jobs that they think they are going to be making money out of, and whereas the government is not paying them. So how do you expect them to function when the government that is meant to pay them is not doing their part? So them striking, well, I can't say kudos to them. It is not. Yeah, I can't say.
It's not something exciting.
It's not something exciting, but it is the measure they have to go to get things done with this government. And 8 months in, and we still have no results. What are we doing? What is the federal government doing?
It begs the questions. You said very least.
There are millions of kids at the house not getting educated as they are meant to be.
We always talk about the fact that an idle hand is the devil's workshop, and I mean, imagine being idle for 8 months.
8 months.
You know, there's a lot as regards our educational sector, and I mean, we had this conversation last week in the last edition of the show. We talked about the fact that here we are in this same country where you have entry-level jobs at a particular age, where companies are always putting that age cap. If you're older than this certain age, no, this role is not for you. And then you have an educational sector that does not help in this regard. So you get out of school and you come out with good grades, okay? So, and then it happens that you've exceeded that age cap that's been set by a lot of organizations, by a lot of companies that would be ideal for you to get a job in, that you're qualified to work in. But you've exceeded that cap, and there you go. So the circle continues over and again. Here we are, strike today, strike tomorrow. Students, so we have so many turnout of graduates who are actually qualified. And you know, it's a different case now. You went to school, your grade no reach, and now you have to try and find a way to patch that up and get other degrees and get more certifications and all that to be able to just carry your result away. But in this case now, you graduated with a good grade, and there you are stranded out. Why? Because your country has failed you, and your country continues to fail you. There you are out of, I mean, if you cannot get a job, it begs the question, how do you want to feed? How do you want to clothe yourself? How do you want to afford the basic needs? And then we're surprised Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. How? I mean, make it make sense. We should ask ourselves this question. We are in this mess, I mean, of our own doing. We've created a mess. Are we sorting it out? No, we just continue. It's vibes and inshallah, and we're expecting some miracle
it does not
to happen.
So what do you feel about the idea that the educational sector should be privatized so that the government would have at least
a measure of hands off,
right? Measure of.
Okay, so talking about this, we've had this conversation. I think we had it maybe last week off air, but for me it's key that personally, from experience, we've seen the private sector do things that it takes eons for the government to achieve. Example would be, take a look at the banking sector. For our internet banking, our mobile banking system is one of the most sophisticated in the world. And it is so because it is by private organizations. If it is the government, my dear, we're going to be, we're sitting on a you're going to be there for eons. Nothing is going to happen. You're going to have, so you have, you are, not like that system doesn't have its feelings, but I'm just saying, you are home, you can open a bank account. There's a bit of regularization that you need to do, and perhaps you have to step into the bank and all. But here we are, in this day and age in 2022, where you can actually get an ATM card, a functioning one, without actually stepping into the bank and all. That is a machine designated to doing that. So it's just, you just go there and it does it, easy peasy. At some point, an ATM was something that you just go and just do like this, just put your card and it will pay you, just like that. It was, but now it's a normal thing. We expect it to happen. If you go to your bank and you're seeing the ATM that is not working, you're like, excuse, what are people doing here? Because we've already expected that level of excellence.
Exactly.
If we translate this same excellence to our educational sector, I mean, what are we saying now? We have our private universities. We have our private polytechnics. How many drama? I do think that there's a bit of measure that should be done, like for standardization and for excellence to be across board and all. But the big name private unis, you see students come in, you come out. 4 years is 4 years, 5 years is 5 years, and they're not just coming out. They are well cooked, prepared, like freshly prepared graduates. Talking about top sectors. You see private university graduates, and that is the thing. So you now expect their counterparts in the federal uni, in the federal polytechnic, to be able to match up with the number one. You have outdated equipment. You have modules. I can talk about this quite well. You have engineering modules. You have a computer engineering graduate who never had an opportunity to use a computer in their computer lab. Why the computer lab does not have computers?
I know now.
You go in the lab, you have modules of the 19 borrow, 19 works, and you expect to match up with your counterparts in this day and age.
And that is the federal government. Is that not supposed to be the pinnacle of?
It should be the height of excellence, you know. So I agree that I think it's time that our government actually hands off education. But that also begs of another question. Why, as it stands, if you and I would agree, if there's nothing Nigerian government has done, if there's anything they've done, I should say, as regards education, we have to give credence to the fact that our education is quite cheap.
Yeah.
So it's cheap because it's the federal government managing it, and that's to create, an enabling environment for all and sundry. So regardless of your class, even though it's still hard, because I mean, if you're talking about minimum wage and all of this, that's a different conversation, right? It's a lot harder, but we know that education is one of the cheapest in the world. On, federal level, state level. State universities are more expensive than federal, but you still have a measure of subsidy, as it were, as regards our education. If it's going to be hands of the government, our education has to get more expensive. It is what it is. It's going to cost money to actually get state-of-the-art equipment. It's going to cost money to have state-of-the-art buildings. It's going to cost money to pay quality lecturers.
Are you guys listening?
It's going to pay. It's going to. We're going to spend money, but it's a question. You now ask. We get this money. You hands off from the federal government, and it goes to the private companies and private. One thing I'm sure. Because you see, let's be realistic. Education is business. It's business. See, it is what it is. All right, it's going to cost a lot of money. And then you now ask another question: how will the poor be able to afford it in a country where the minimum wage is 30,000 naira, and you can barely afford to buy a bag of rice and also attachments that you're going to eat the rice with? And that is just a bag. That is just rice. Then you have beans. You have other things. You have clothing. You have shelter.
How about the gas to cook it?
You have kerosene that you cannot even 840 naira for a liter of kerosene. So the conversation.
Even if you want to use charcoal, won't you use?
Do you know what? I'm sorry. Do you know what charcoal is?
A sack load of charcoal is like 2,800 right now. Whereas a few months ago, it was 1,800 naira.
See,
everything is skyrocketing.
The inflation is crazy. It's insane. You're buying gas that normally should last you, say 3 kg gas or say 10 kg gas should last you a couple of whatever you've allocated. This is how much you're going to spend on it. Try the same thing today. It doesn't work that way. So
it's actually that bad. Our educational system needs a total reform.
Like an overall, like
a big. See, if they want to hands off this, they should hands off it once and for all. We know this. The price of learning is going to skyrocket.
It's going to go up.
But absolutely. At the end of the day, it is going to be. It will be applicable to everybody. To an extent, we would have grades at which
like a kidder.
Yeah, at which the price range goes up from I don't want to go to this overly expensive one. I don't have the money for this overly expensive. Let me
you balance.
You balance, and whereas no matter which one you're going to, your 4 years is your 4 years. Your 5 years is your 5 years. Albert,
you get into the school at 17. You're sure that 21 you're out. Right? And max you have an extra year, say 22.
Then you're done.
You go serve, which that's another conversation for another day. We're still serving in a day and age where we have insecurity everywhere you turn. But hey, it's fine. We'll keep that one on the.
That's Nigeria.
We're going to be fine. Nigeria. I mean, let's talk. That's the point. So let's hear your thoughts, your opinions on this. Do you think the federal government, do you think the government, state government, federal government should be handing off our educational sector? It's time to hand it over to private institution, or it's about time that they continue. If we continue as it is.
We are suffering like that.
It is what it is.
The suffering is way too much. Imagine someone that has 3 kids. And believe that at the end of the day, you will sonjo first. If you don't know what sonjo means, that means you
bring the returns. Because it's an investment.
It's an investment, right? So, and the budget for your investment was already laid down. Everything was settled and planned and everything. And as they were giving it to you one by one, you are giving the first child. You have to let's say you are learning industrial relations and you have a 5-year course at the institution. You are using your 5th year in school, whereas you're in 300 level. Nobody say there's no extra year in there, there's no missing papers, just because your government decides to go on strike after strike. And 5 years in, you're still at 300 level. The younger one who is meant to have, like the plan is to.
So when you're in your 400
level, you'll be in 100 level.
Yeah, right?
You'll be in 100 level, you are in 300 level.
And the person will be stuck at 100 level for about 2-3 years. See, let's move on from this topic. It's crazy and I mean, it's a pain. That's let me drink.
Our education system needs a total reform. Please, Nigerian government, please do the needful. Listen to us as much as you can. Then
ASU as well has their own part to play.
They have their own part to play.
Maybe do normal. Let's just do normal. That's the point.
Don't be overly assertive. Just.
I think when two elephants are fighting, as it were, the grass suffers, and that's the case of the students suffering, our education suffering, the future that is not futuring. Okay, let's move away. Our next talking point has got to be the incessant, the yearly flood. I mean, we do this on a yearly basis.
From outbreak to outbreak.
Right? Debilitating kind of stuff, kind of talking points. So, we are talking about the flooding from Kogi State to Benue to Adamawa to Taraba to Anambra and Nasarawa State, all battling with intense, crazy, property destroying, livelihood annihilating flood. Okay, so in September we had the National Emergency Management Agency and the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NHISA. They did inform Nigerians that the Lagdo Dam operators in the Republic of Cameroon had commenced the release of excess water from the reservoir on September 13th, 2022. Just in case you don't know, so this is what happens. You have the Cameroon Dam, the Lagdo Dam. So whenever it is that they need to release excess water, as it were, they need to, they usually inform the Nigerian government that they are going to release the water in their dam. So it's for us now to curtail that. So the backstory to this is that when this dam was constructed, the Nigerian government and the Cameroonian government had an agreement. The Cameroonian government were going to construct the Lagdo Dam. For the Nigerian government, we are going to build our own dam, so that whenever the water is released from the Cameroonian dam, it doesn't flood. All right, our own dam would contain that water. All right, so like a shock absorber kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and we're meant to be 2 times.
The size of the Cameroonian dam. That is the Dasin Ausa Dam. That's supposed to be in Adamawa State. So the Cameroonian government constructed their own dam. Nigerian government decided to do vibes. Peace out. And we didn't do what we're supposed to do. So on a yearly basis, we have this. So now this year is even worse than the previous years. It's on a level that it is insane to begin to think of. You see photos and videos and you see houses submerged, totally submerged in water.
And those houses we are seeing are the ones that are not a story building, like 2 or 3 story buildings. You're only seeing the roofings. Imagine the ones that are just the bungalow. See, I was saying earlier that I can't fathom the amount of businesses that was lost. Then I was corrected that how about houses? How about accommodation for people? Imagine you have a house in Kogi, right? Business took you to Abuja. Your business took you to Lagos. You are in Lagos. Your type of business doesn't allow you to go to social media and see things. You on your when you're done with your job, I'm done. Let me go back to where I'm coming from. But before I go back, then you see that the flood is happening, and you try going back, and you see that all the I'm not praying it for you. I'm just because
it is what it is. I mean, all your people suffering
all the things you have worked hard for is underwater, and I'm pretty sure when the water clears out,
I'm sorry, like imagine a farm now and you expect flood and you're expecting to still see the crops.
It's gone.
After that amount, that quantity of water, really.
So apparently the Cameroonian dam was built in 1977, right? 1977, and they informed us to build our own shock absorber dam that is going to at least contain the water that was released
comfortably.
Comfortably, because they like our own idea was to build 2.5 times
the size of the Lagdo dam. Yeah.
So no matter how much the water wants to release, ours is going to contain it and we're still going to have space, right?
Comfortably. Yeah.
So the Cameroonian government started building their dam from 1977, and whereas the reason for the dam is to provide 300 megawatts electricity and to help out 150,000 irrigation for the crops.
15,000, yeah.
The dam was built to help them.
Yeah, right.
So they told us, we were okay, we too, let us build our own dam to help us too.
So that way we have, we're safe, they're safe, and
we are even using it to help out, because that dam you're building is not just going to be there for containing water's sake. You are also
used to
provide electricity and irrigation issues as well, help out with irrigation. So Cameroonians started theirs in 1977. They finished it within 4 years or 5 years. They finished it within 5 years. They finished it in 1982. So we were meant to start ours in that 1982. Omolabake, this is 2022. How many years ago was that? Where is the accountability for that? How many lives has been lost just because the Nigerian government failed to do the needful? Not even, this is something.
Just protect your citizens. Like, see, it's bad enough that people are having to, make do of the situation in the country as it is, right? Then it's now bad enough that to protect the lives and properties of your citizens, which is one of your your core duty.
That's the number one.
That is when you stand up by yourself, without no gun to your head whatsoever. You stand up to serve. You stand up to. I would like to. My people are asking me to. You run. You get in power, and then for some reason you forget that which you were actually elected for. You expose your people to so much risk. So on a yearly basis, I mean, we've had a case in 2019, 2013, where we had our government do a case of the Cameroon government did not inform us that they were going to release. I'm sorry, did we do the one we were supposed to do? We keep on having MOUs. We should have. The number one thing we should have done was to build a dam. Giant of Africa for Mount. Is it for what exactly?
It is for mouth, nothing else. Because the Cameroonian government told us, informed us, 40 plus years ago. Please, I was not even born then. What are we at? Where are we at as a country right now?
If
you are told to do that, protect your citizens, protect your country, help out with some electricity
basic.
and farming.
Basic.
You are going to get revenue from that just alone, right?
It's basic.
Where the money go?
Did you see videos of people having to go to the market using a canoe?
Is the only market? If I want to visit my friend, I would have to use a canoe. Would you expect me to swim in that? Nigerian, please. Please, we have brothers, we have sisters, we have loved ones.
It's crazy, and our heart
Taraba,
goes out to them.
It's not easy. It's only how the Yoruba used to say that Endo Baba Lomo.
Now, person where rich now you go know.
Exactly.
I mean, here we are in Lagos. We have our own issues. We have our own flooding issues, but there are levels to flood apparently, because buildings have been submerged in water for weeks now. Like, it's so serious. So there's some parts in Kogi, like it's crazy. Some parts are not. People that are, for places that are not as close to the river, it's in the Benue River and all.
Yeah,
and
Niger
River as well. They have been
quite lucky.
And mind you, we've also had cases of heavy rainfall this year, like unprecedented level of downpour. Even in Lagos, you have. I mean, it has rained so much this October already, and you're wondering, we're in October, like it's not supposed to. So climate change already plays its part, and then we have the part where we actually can control, that is within our purview, that's within our power, and we're choosing to do nothing about it. And here we are. So it's so crazy that a part of you wonders that our government actually aware? Are they actually in the know? Do they actually know this thing?
Or do they even care about it?
It reads to ask.
Because if you actually care about it, if you care about the lives of the people that this is going to affect, this flood affected how many states? 6 states in this government, in this legal Nigeria. 6 states. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 states with
people.
Millions
of people, of property. And see, it's looking like you and I know that these are places that actually are the biggest producers of our food. So like it go touch everybody. That's the point. So the flood might be affecting those areas, but the food scarcity that's going to happen because they've lost their livelihoods. They've lost the major source of income is farming, right? They've lost their livelihood. Sorry, is it the same flood with submerged house? Now you go submerged cattle. Now you go submerged livestock.
You can't even.
You put your livestock on the roof if you have one.
I don't know. Something is telling me. I'm pretty sure it's the spirit of the person that owns it that just entered me just right now. Because I just imagine myself opening what's it called, a livestock business. I just acquired 100 cattle. I just acquired 500 chickens. And see, you can't tell me that person wouldn't. I don't want to even say things that I'm not meant to say on live TV because this is heart-wrenching, this is heartbreaking, to say the least.
It's painful. And the fact that chances are we're going to do the same thing next year. It's what is killing me. It's what is killing me. Chances are we're going to still continue. We'll come back. We'll say the same thing that we've said for years. Right? We're so sorry. Our heart goes out to. We're so sorry. Our heart goes out to on a yearly basis.
How many hearts we want remain for? Our hearts always want to go. It's the honest truth. So now, 1977, they built this dam within 5 years. That was 1977. How long would it take you to build it in 2022?
I saw a video.
How long would it take you to?
I saw a video of the Lagdo Dam while it was while the water were released. If you see the pressure, if you see the kind of force where this water they come out, like I was just
If you have been to the bar beach before, like beach, if you have been to regular. Just standing at the tip of the water with the waves touching you, when there is a mini tide, huge one just coming towards you that will get up to your knees, you can't tell me you won't get dragged out of the floor.
Is it death? So as it stands, we have 500 confirmed dead.
500 confirmed.
45,000 houses destroyed. 7,000 hectares of farmlands submerged. And then we have the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Mohammed Abubakar. You said there should be no reason to panic over threats to food security. So, that's going to be quite the ask. It's going to be quite the miracle. That's the main problem. It's going to be quite the miracle if you say that. So,
no risk to food security. That's the main problem. How about the 500 dead people?
Yeah, there is that. The livestock.
Imagine
not having an accommodation. There you are stuck because if people want to actually accommodate you, how many people can they accommodate? Like now, all of us inside the same country, we all have the issues, the situation that we are all going through as regards spending power, purchasing power. There is that and more, and then you have to accommodate people, and you ask yourself, what's the size of the house they want to accommodate other people in? The food, what would they eat? See, it's.
Imagine a shelter home in Kogi, like a huge shelter home that can accommodate at least, let's say, 2,000 people, right? That shelter home said nobody submerged.
$1 million question. So, away from this topic, we're getting emotional about it because it's painful, and our heart goes out to everyone that's been affected by this flood, and we hope God restores all that has been lost. Hopefully. For them and as well console them because it's the
hardest thing.
I mean
1,000 naira they lost for hand. I know how they do. Imagine you losing your means of livelihood overnight. So, and not just because of your government failings to do the needful.
Absolutely. So,
please let's be oh God. Please.
Okay, away from that, we're going from another one to another one that's going to get us quite heated. We're just moving from one to the other because see, we are applauding the necessary agencies, as it were, whatever talking point it is. But now it's time for us to, the bus boost is needed. We all need it apparently. In case you did not know, did you hear about the illegal pipeline that they say has been it's been working for what's it called now, for 9 years. I don't know how to feel about that. Number one, I'm like, okay, let's get the headline out of the way. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, the NNPC, says the recently detected illegal connection, all right, pipeline connection, was on the Trans Escravos pipeline looped to the 4-kilometer Ephraimo test line. So we had last Tuesday, we had Milekiari, who was the group chief executive officer for NMPC. He said that a 9-year illegal 4-kilometer pipeline was from the Forcados terminal. So this corrected that, and is the so the most striking of all, yeah, is that the 4-kilometer illegal oil connection has been in operation undetected for 9 solid years, as they say. So, however, he made clarifications on this, all right, and he says that, okay, made clarification on that, and we had photos and videos as well as they visited with necessary, stakeholders. The visit to the illegal connection point. The GCEO said he visited the illegal connection point together with Lucky Rabo, the Chief of Defense Staff, and other key stakeholders. All right, so the long and short is that we have apparently a 9-year undetected oil theft going on. So this is now where we ask the question. Sorry, is oil sweet that you shook inside your pocket? Like you carry the pack and then you seal the plate. Like as I'm thinking about it, it's so wild. Then you pour it in a pack and then you seal it and then you tuck it into your pocket, or you carry it in a poly bag. Or maybe you're going to use a backhoe to transport this much oil. Do you know how much the size of the vessel, that's going to be transporting this is? It's going to be sitting on our waters, mind you. I mean, now land, the vessel will sit. Like, walk me through this. It's going to hang in the air.
For a vessel to be on
this
your
is the naval territory.
Yes, if for a vessel that large to be on your territory, you have to have also called clearance from the Navy, to say the least. So are you trying to let me know that now? Ibrahim, calm down, because I want to.
I'm in pain.
So are we trying to say that has it been invincible? Is it the gunners?
Yes.
Can't we see it?
Absolutely, I think I agree. Yeah.
So they have not seen it since
for 9
years. They say 9 months, and they say 9 days or 9 weeks.
Oh my God.
9 years. They've been bunkering out of this place. Every month they make at least $300 million US. That money, most people don't know the quantity of that money. They will say, oh yeah, Paul, that money is big. Go. No, it's not big. Let me try.
It's huge.
Huge, you can understand. Let me try and break it down to an extent that you people understand a little bit, right? 300 million US dollars in Nigeria right now. If it is broken down,
if you try with your calculator, it just might not give you the exact.
No, don't use your calculator. Your calculator just go off. If you want to let's say break it down, the amount of is not even billion, it's in trillion. You would now, let me see how would I put it, in 171 years, you can be burning 2 million naira per day. Imagine you have the capacity to be having 2 million naira every day. 2 million naira every day.
So it begs the question,
are you going to live until you are 171 years old?
It begs the question,
and that's just for 1 month.
How exactly is the NNPC unaware of this for the past 9 years? Right? And I'm very curious as to how they even exacted the number of years to 9. I'm very curious. I'd like to know. So far we've had no arrest. So far we've
no arrest, and they decided to burn it. My government, my beloved Nigerian government decided to burn it. Why?
I see.
We need answers, please. We need answers. And see, this is Let's Talk Naija, right? But this is like a Let's Probe Naija, because I don't understand. We are here complaining. When you guys do good, you talk about it. So
absolutely. So I mean, you get the credit.
This is unbelievable. This is $300 million per month. Odumeson, 9 years. Come on, and that 9 years is even, how would I put it? It's not even like, it's not certain. It could be longer. I can't tell you can be shorter. I can never be shorter.
We can.
It has to be longer.
I'm marveling how a vessel of that size has to, go on undetected for 9. So we're using the 9 years as the statement says, as a yardstick. So how is that possible? That a vessel of that size that will be able to accommodate a 4-kilometer pipeline, whatever that is gotten from that, how a vessel of that size was undetected. So we're doing 365 by 9 for that long
I don't know.
on our waters. I'll be sorry. Was it floating? Even if it was in the air, it is still our territory. It's our territory,
right? So where are naval officials? Where is the?
I mean, we're saying something. We're not even hearing anything. When I saw this news, I felt like, nah, it has to be fake news.
See, exactly.
I felt like it has to be fake news. It can't be true. This can't be possible. That was what came to my mind, right? That it cannot be true. It cannot be possible. But here we are.
Apparently, it is.
It's just
It is.
It's mind-boggling. It's crazy. It's befuddling. I've run out of adjectives.
If you have run out of adjectives, I've run out of words. Because the remaining words that will come out of my mouth are very, very on TV like, and I don't want to say them because I don't want to get pooped.
It's just no. You see, we as a people, we have our own responsibilities, but our government just cannot keep. We can't continue like this.
We are not smiling as a country.
We cannot continue like this.
The only reason we are smiling is we are making ourselves smile.
You just find the happiness from within.
Happiness from within. So I've said it before. I've said it countlessly. Artisans are I would call it the lifeline to an extent.
That we are.
Yes. Artisans. Those are the SMEs.
The traders.
Everyone.
People just doing their own business and contributing their quota.
Our entertainment industry. If not for our entertainment industry in this country.
Our startups too, from tech, the tech industry, from fintech companies and all that stuff. And this is us doing what we can, making do of what we have and trying to create employment, try to create, get sustainable livelihoods, and by ourselves, for ourselves, regardless of whatever it is that is not working well for us. And there's only so much you can achieve doing that way. Because you have policies that are not going your way. You have infrastructure that are not in place, that is not there to help you. So it reduces how much you can achieve. And yet, we keep talking about this, where it is, we're joking about this earlier in the week that if you check out with your hairdresser or your barber and like, bros, are they common?
No.
Because I can tell you that, my barber,
I'm in Sussex, so
I've jackpot.
I'm in bro.
I've jacked the part.
I can never be angry.
I was looking for,
I was
looking for a cake stand vendor for a couple of weeks. Why? Because I wanted on the mainland. So all the other connects I got were people on the island. I couldn't get someone on the mainland around me. So, mind you, I have a plug, or I had a plug, as it were. I was like, oh, auntie, so I'll be needing, so I don't, the way we do business, I'm like, please, I'll be needing so-and-so size, so-and-so this, so-and-so number, that on so dates, so I just asked her, when can I come and pick it up, or can you have any of your guys do the delivery to me, or can they deliver out to the location I'll be needing it to, and, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My being in Yoruba. I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you. I just relocated with my family, and I'm like, oh.
I'll be so happy.
And that is just one out of
thousands
of people who have gone. The academic year for a lot of countries started this October,
and it's going to end next year.
And so you're having so many people. We're still having January, the Jadi pad will continue like this. We keep on having brain drain, as it were, from our doctors, to our bankers, to our engineers, to our lecturers, actually.
We started this ranting with the educational system. Then we moved to the flood. Then pipeline. All feelings of the government to do things. First, education, do it properly. We will not have complaints. The water floods. If the flood, right? Actually, apparently, if the needful had been done regarding the dam and everything, we don't have
If
this
you do not even
complaint.
do it 40 years ago, if you do it now, uncle,
Even if you had done it 20 years ago, if you had done it 10 years, if you had done it last year, it won't happen. Nobody's going to talk about it.
like, can we just do the needful? It's just, oh, and now we have an undetected pipeline that went
I
on
love
for
the way, I
9.
love the way you did this.
It
Quote
is
and
9
unquote.
years undetected. Nobody felt the pressure flow. It's fine. I'd not studied petroleum engineering. I'd not studied petrochemical engineering. But we've had experts come out to say that there is no way you can have that size of pipeline for that long, and there are no signs to actually point out that there is a leak somewhere, that there is a reduction somewhere, and all of that stuff. So it's very interesting, and it's fine. We move as well. We've always been moving, apparently, because so far so good. No arrest has been made. No one has resigned.
I don't want to
No
know.
one has come out to accept responsibility that this came out. This was due to the failing of my team, or no responsibility. We just keep on going, just like that. And see, at this point, let us know your thoughts. All right, just across the topics that we've talked about. While Ibrahim is thinking about his life.
While
While he's thinking about his life, let us know what you think. All right, so we are live on TikTok, like I mentioned. So TikTok, SEETV Live 1 is the handle on TikTok. So let us know your thoughts there. You can also talk to us across our different social media platforms.
Yeah.
SEETV Live on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook.
We
So
value
your thoughts, your opinion. I want to hear from you.
Yes.
So is it these things that we're talking about? Is it wild to just to you, or is
doing
wild
or is he doing you as he's doing me? Because
like no, like you just need to massage your temples when you hear certain things. Like if not, the kind of migraine you're gonna come down
there
with.
are different news that come at least a week. We have one annoying news over the other regarding this one not doing this work properly, and another billions that have just been embezzled, another.
You be hearing the monies, eh?
That's
You
what I
hear
was
the
saying.
monies, and you need to
explain
count the zero. Like you do like 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. What, like you're counting zeros? It might seem like that in numbers, but when I try to imagine, right? Maybe my days in banking, I try to imagine the size of the vault that would accommodate that amount of money. Like
Even
like the size
safe.
of the vault,
Even
how
if it's not
huge
1,000 naira denomination,
that
they
vault
don't
is
want-
going to be be able to. Because if you're looking at 10 million naira, you're still looking at stacks, regardless of how much you bind the money together, right?
It's still a stack.
It's going to be quite big. Except it's mint anyway. It's going to be a bit slimmer. But even at that, if everything is mint, do you know the size you're going to arrange? You know, like we keep on doing the day. It's no. We'll be fine. So that is where you and I, right? Let's do our own bits, okay?
Well,
That's another question.
They are yet to come out. They are yet to come out okay. They said they arrested the vessel that was being
Used to transport,
by Tom Polo's men. That was what they said. Tom Polo, both Tom Polo and Tom Buba and Tom Shokoto. We never see an arrest. The vessel was burnt. Is that not where they are going to be seeing lots of evidences about what is happening? Who is he selling to? Who are they selling those?
Where have they been transporting it to? You know, all of these questions. We hope we're going to get answers to this in the upcoming weeks. We hope that it would be nice to just, people should even respect us more and just respect our intelligence a little bit, just a little bit.
It was the snake swallowing money. The monkey swallow money. This same country. What do you take your people for? What do you take them for?
I don't want to think about that because it's still going to be wild. I always wonder, is it an anaconda?
If it was an anaconda.
We don't even know the species of the snake.
No, if it was an anaconda, that anaconda was supposed to get out for Lekki like this.
No, Banana Island, like a couple. It should own his own estate inside Banana Island. Like, we should have a monkey that should have stocks.
That monkey that stole that money. That monkey that stole that money. I'm pretty sure when he gets back to the jungle,
it's gonna be the king.
Go pursue the lion. Come on, say
he has to be the king. Like, do you know why
Nigeria.
Do you know why
See what I said? You are laughing because
it reached to laugh. It reached to laugh. I mean, you think about certain things and it's befuddling. It's to say the very least. And Nigeria, we healthy.
Nigeria,
We healthy. Because oh God.
Like,
See,
I would give you
at this point in time, it's time for us to carry ourselves out of the studio.
yes, so. But at least I hope we have been able to inform you as much as we can. I can't say entertain because
There is something entertaining about this news.
It was lamenting. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
We need answers. We need reforms on so many things, and we need it done as plainly as possible. This thing I'm saying is easy, but for Nigeria is a big task. Simple things, you are making it hard, but it is what it is. We are still going to
exactly. It is what it is. Exactly. So we'll continue, and that's the thing. The resilience of Nigerians. We bounce back from things so quickly. And no, I think that's just us trying to make do of the kind of hands life has dealt us, and just make do and still, like we'll be fine. That popular, we'll prevail.
Yeah, I'm cutting short. That popular saying that if as a Nigerian, if you die and you find yourself in fire, you have to go and follow the gate man or whoever is there to come and fight. I'm coming from Nigeria. Nigeria.
Do you know where I'm coming from? And that's very interesting. Okay, it's about time we get ourselves out of the studio, but across the talking points we've had, we'd like to hear from you. So talk to us, all right? Okay. Yeah, that's it. Do
YouTube,
that.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok.
Just talk to us. We'd like to hear. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Okay, so as we are leaving the studio, do you have
on a sad note?
we are smiling bittersweet kind of smile. Like, we can't kill ourselves. That kind of vibe, right? Yeah. But to just do well to take care of yourself, do well to prioritize your mental health. So if unplugging from social media for a day or two over the weekend would help you,
do that.
Just to be able to take a deep breath and you actually breathe, do it. If
jog,
spending time with family, absolutely do it.
Exercise,
absolutely.
Jog,
meditate,
swim.
Football.
I said swim and I felt somehow.
Oh, flood, right? So just find a way that you can actually unplug, you can actually recharge, because you need to have something to be able to give something. And if you get depleted, if you get drained, there's only so much you'll be able to do, really. So just do your bits, just try your best.
And when Nigeria is trying to weigh you down, don't let it. Just say it is well with Nigeria and go and laugh.
I go and sleep.
Perhaps when you wake up.
If
there's food.
The person will get food for us.
If there's food, as we go like this, make go help all of us.
Go help us. Alright, so adios and enjoy the rest of the week.
Have a good day.
As best as you can.
Yeah,
just think
about it for a while and let it be.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Bye guys.